Namaste ITV Gold viewers, my name is Lakshmi Singh and I'm your host here at Himali Spiritual Center, your favorite spiritual show right here on ITV Gold every Thursday from 7:30 to 8 p.m. Guys, without further ado, I have your favorite spiritual advisor, Himali ji. Himali, namaste, how are you?
Namaste, I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing well. I know we just finished Navratri. You were so busy with pujas.
Yes.
So last week we weren't here live for all of you guys, so we do apologize.
But yesterday was Ram Navami, so it's not too late to say happy Ram Navami to everybody. It was great. The puja, everything, it re-energizes. Those of you who did pray will know that it recharged like a cell phone we recharge. So we actually recharge ourselves. So it was good.
And that's what Navratri is, right? Every season it's like a recharge.
It is,
it's and
people should do. Yes, we have time to do party. We have friends get together. We watch TV, and people can stay hours on the phone gossiping for other people. Those things will not bring you any benefit for your body, mind, and soul. You sit and you meditate and you pray for at least half an hour every day, and that you will see will make a difference in your life.
Wonderful, and I know many people were doing that for the whole 9 nights of Navratri, and of course for Ram Navami as well.
So we had on the phone, so everybody called in and they'll be in a phone room and the Pandit is doing all the puja. And I had people all the way down in Florida. We had people in Vancouver who joined us, even the people in the Caribbean islands. A lot of people, they joined us. And they literally, Lakshmi, stayed for 4 hours. The puja of ours did last us almost 4 hours or over. And people stayed and they enjoyed so much.
You know, while, a lot of people feel that we're suffering with COVID as far as being able to go out and going to functions, we're also adjusting to this Zoom life, adjusting to this online life, this Facebook life, that now you kind of have choices, right? You can kind of, tune into you,
Yes.
you can tune in anywhere and privacy as well. People can FaceTime you privately now, Zoom call you privately now. They don't necessarily have to come into the office.
Yeah, they don't really physically have to. So technology has changed and it's taken us for the better. So I do feel great about that.
Awesome. Well, speaking of better, Himali, I know that everybody looks forward to your horoscope reading. So I'm going to ask you, let's start off the show with your horoscopes.
Okay. As you know, astrology and spiritual is a guidance. It tells us when is a good time. We should enjoy ourselves, and a bad time to be aware. But still, at the end of the day, God is in charge, not us. Aries, this is a little mixed week for you. In the beginning of the week, it will be a little challenging at jobs, especially if you're working. Your boss might find a little challenging. If you're working for yourself, you might get a little frustrated. But towards to the middle of the week, things will start getting better and the ending of the week will be good. If you're thinking of doing renovation, moving home, this is a good time. If you're thinking of changing your job, this is a good time. Students will, however, have little difficulties or ups and downs, so students really think before you make a big decision on your schoolwork or any of your career. Saturday is a good day for you. Taurus, this is a good week for you. Health-wise, you'll be good. Financially, you'll be good. Little challenging at your workplace, but you'll be good. You're a very hard-working person. 10, if you are in any music industry or design or art, this is a very good week for you. Students will do well. Tuesday is a good day for you. Gemini, this is a good week for you. Health-wise, you'll be good. Financially, you'll be good. You'll spend a lot of time with friends and family. Also, you'll spend a lot of time doing puja or planning out an event that you will do with your family this week. Students will do well. Friday is a good day for you. Cancer, this is a mixed week for you. Health-wise, you will have little difficulties with your health, so that you really need to take care of. Financially, you'll be good. Students will do well. Monday is a good day for you. Leo, this is a good week for you. Health-wise, you'll be good. Financially, you'll be good. You will hear from friends or families or people that you haven't heard in a long time. They will pop up and say hello. So that's a very good thing to look forward to. Students will do well. Sunday is a good day for you. Virgo, this is a mixed week for you. Health-wise, you'll be good. Financially, you'll be good, but you will have little family issues. Little things will create big issues, and sometimes you will feel like you want to be alone. So don't worry, things will work out. Students will have little difficulties in their study. Thursday is a good day for you. Libra, this is a good week for you. Health-wise, you'll be good. Financially, you'll be good. If you're thinking of expanding your business, this is a good time for you. Students will do well, and Friday is a good day for you. Scorpio, this is a good week for you. Health-wise, you'll be good. Financially, you'll be good, but you might make plan to do trips. So if you're planning to do a vacation or a trip, this is a good time for you. You will be very busy at your workplace, which will be very good for you because Scorpios don't like to be doing nothing. Students will do well. Monday is a good day for you. Sagittarius, this is a good week for you. Health-wise, you'll be good. Financially, you'll be good. Job-wise, you will get good opportunities or new opportunities. If you're doing your own business, you'll be very busy. You will hear from friends and family, which will make you very happy. Students will do well. Tuesday is a good day for you. Capricorn, this is a good week for you. Whatever pending news you are waiting, you will get it, which will be very good for you. Financially, you'll be good. Health-wise, you'll be good. If you're planning anything for your business, your home, this is a good time for you. You will spend a lot of time with especially your children or your family or loved one. Students will do well. Wednesday is a good day for you. Aquarius, this is a mixed week for you. Health-wise, you'll be good. Financially, you'll be a little tight. If you're thinking of changing a job, this is not a good time for you. You should wait. If you're thinking of increasing your business, this is a good time for you. Students will have little difficulties in their study, and Saturday is a good day for you. Pisces, this is a mixed week for you. Health-wise, you'll be good. Mentally, you'll be a little stressed out. Workplace will be a little overwhelming this week. If you are going through a little changing job, which is not a bad, this is a good time. Students will do well, and Thursday is a good day for you.
Always love the horoscopes with you because you know what? Especially when it comes down to Aquarius, you are always on point. And I have to say this every week. It's always on point.
Oh my God, thank you.
I didn't really like it, but it was the truth.
Oh God.
So you Aquarians out there, I'm sure you're in the same boat as me thinking that, wow, Himali is really great. But Himali, we just got our first caller for the evening. So good night. Thank you for calling Himali. Your name, please?
Good night. My name is Tanuja. My date of birth is September 10th, 1975.
Thank you. Tanuja, what is your last name?
Durga.
Durga. Doorga. And where were you born?
In Montreal.
Okay. And what is your question today?
I just want to know what will happen relationship-wise in my life.
Durga, you are a very talented person and very hardworking. And if you say you want to do something, you do it, correct? But relationship has been a problem for you, not from today, for a long time. It is something a little bit you need to do puja. And if anybody can do, are you in Canada right now? So if you, yes, so if you have a local pandit, I will tell you exactly, you can call my center, I will tell you exactly what kind of puja should be done for you. And once that puja is done, then you definitely will able to find someone and settle. You are a really, not to make you feel, you know, anything special, you are a very special and kind-hearted person. And only thing in your life is lacking is a good relationship. And I feel somebody has done something to you. This is why it's so difficult to, even if you find a relation, it doesn't stay or it doesn't work out. So once you can remove this negativity, you're definitely going to be in a good relation. And I do see marriage for you in the future.
Oh, that's good news. Thank you so much, G.
Thank you.
Okay.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Namaste, Tanuja. Good luck. You know, everybody is always wondering what happens with their love life. I think 90% of the calls here are usually someone's mom calling in, asking about their son or their daughter, or, someone calling in to ask about themselves?
You see what happened, Lakshmi, before we didn't have so many single parents because the parents will do matchmaking. And they had a deadline that within this time my daughter, especially if they had a daughter, they had to get her married, and also for sons. And now as slowly as the generation and the society and everything changed, we left it to the kids. It became very difficult. Remember, you yourself don't know what you want or who you are. And usually the parents knows their child and say, oh yes, I know my son is like this, my daughter is like that, so I'm looking for a girl or a boy like this. And yes, we did have little difficulties. People did have a lot of divorce and separation if you think about arranged marriages. But we had more success than more separation. So now then we had a lot of thing in the past that people are obligated. If they had a child, they will force themselves and they will say, okay, you know what, it doesn't matter, I'm going to live for my child. So there were more sacrifice done. Now we don't do so much sacrifice. We say, okay, I deserve to be happy, which is true, they do. I do go along with that. So with that, we had a lot of people that they fall in love, is not the right one, then they have kids, they get wished to separation, and then who they supposed to meet at that time, if they had waited, they would have met that person. So a lot of things happens, but it's not too late to find love. I do feel we have more than one soulmate in our life. So it does. It's not like, okay, we get married and that's our soulmate. I do feel there is soulmates out there.
Do you think it's better to have a love marriage or an arranged marriage these days?
I feel we need to arrange, and then the person need to get to know each other, and then there's love, then they should get married. So I do agree with both, but not to an extreme to another. So for example, if you love somebody and your family member and your loved ones are telling you, no, this is not the girl or this is not the boy, I think you need to pay attention and really consider what they're saying too.
Himali, there are so many people that call in asking you about love matches. Would you ever consider, possibly doing something with matching people?
Yes.
Building up these names, because there's so many that call in. Maybe you can, start like a portfolio or something. Like you had Tanuja just now, create a portfolio for her.
Yes, I would definitely love to do that.
I think there was something on Netflix like that.
Yes,
Indian matchmaking.
Indian matchmaking. So I really would love to be. I would really love to. But then what happens? People tend, when things are great and happy, they will think it's them. And as soon as something goes bad, it's Himali.
Then it's Himali.
They don't say, okay, you know what, we take for good and bad and ugly. So, but they tend to blame the person who puts them together. So that's why I say, okay, it's my fault. So I tend to stay away from that part.
Oh boy. Just when we thought we were going to have an Indian matchmaker right here in Queens, New York.
But I can sure tell you if your partner is going to be good or bad for you, and if you guys will be happy together. So I could make a match for you if you come, but I wouldn't do it. But I can, if you come with somebody and you have their date of birth and everything, I can tell you if you're going to have a good life with that person.
Yeah, even in that show, I believe I watched a few episodes of it. The matchmaker, before she made that final match, she took the boy's picture and the girl's picture, and she went to her pundit, and she said,
yes.
Will they be a good match, yes or no?
Yes, so it does, because realize that people will be married for 10 years and 20 years and they separate. So we have to see if this is a life matching or if it's a halfway match or what happens.
Awesome. Well, we have a few people on Facebook. I just want to shout them out and say hello. Thank you for locking in. Alyssa Daniel, Mohini Gomani, Vanita Jador, Sandra, we have Shelly locked on, Veronica locked on, and Victoria locked on. Thank you, girls, for locking on. And if you have any questions, you can give Himali Ji a call right here at 718-784-8555, extension 108. Or you can always call her privately at the office, which is 718-880-1955. Seems like somebody's calling it. Let's see. Thank you for calling Himali Spiritual Center. Your name, please?
Yes, this is for my son.
Okay. What is your son's name?
Sunil Narang.
Sunil. And
Sudhir.
The last name?
Narang,
Narang. And his date of birth?
What is his date of birth?
February 8, 1975,
And where was he born?
Where was he born?
New Delhi.
New Delhi?
Yes.
What is your question for Sunil?
He lost his job. He has no job. When will he find a job?
Okay, when was his last day of his job?
What was his last day? It's
Yeah.
about 2 weeks back.
2 weeks ago. And what kind of job does he do?
He is in the IT department,
I think you did ask us. I think you did ask us last week for that he lost his job. I think 2 weeks ago on a Thursday was his last. Correct? And yeah, I remember. So I feel again with the date of birth you gave me towards the ending of the year, towards like August, September, definitely he will be in a good job. If he gets anything before that, it will be contract, it could be good, but definitely September he will have a very good job.
He has tried his best. He's not getting any interview or any.
Nothing, I don't
thing
see,
is-
nothing's going to happen now. You give, little things will start moving towards like June, July, but September definitely I see him working. Not before that. It's very difficult. I don't see anything in April or May. After that, yes, there are little things going to start happening. So maybe this time he can just relax and just do pray. It's really good. Maybe this is Bhagwan telling him he can do some pray, some puja part, and that will really help.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Himali, people are feeling so lost right now. With COVID, so many people are losing their jobs. They're not going out. The things are just so different. Everything is social media, Zoom, online, and people are lost. I mean, how do they feel energized again?
Well, two things. If they lost a job, and they should really see if that career is for them, because remember IT is a very big field.
Yeah.
Maybe they need to go into a different department, and if they got laid off, maybe this is a time for them to get themselves educated. One thing is great that we live in America, they can get unemployment. So that's great. So they could get unemployment, they get a public assistant a bit, and they can put themselves for further education and learn a little bit. And some people change the career because it happens. You can start off with one career and you can change and do something different. I have a very good family member that I have, and he, by education, he's an engineer. He did his PhD in engineering. He worked in engineering for 5 years. Then there was a big problem when we had going back about almost 15 years ago. All the IT companies shut down, people got laid off, and he wasn't getting a job anywhere. For 6 months, for a whole year, he didn't have a job. Then what he did, he went and did nursing course. And for the last now almost 15 years, he's a nurse. And he works in IT. So his career, all the way from IT, changed into the medical field. And now he's going to, retire from the state. But it was a big change. So people do have change, and see if this is not for me, maybe it was till then and I have to do a little bit further education and go into something else. So I always tell people, look positive. Don't think about it as a negative way. And you might think it's easier said than done. People are mostly feel very negative, and then they get depressed, and then they think negative, negative, negative. They don't look at the positive. And if you think about it, Lakshmi, if you have a little problem, the more bigger you make it, it becomes huge, and then you can't take it, it overtakes you. The more smaller you make your problem, you think what's the worst can it be? And the smallest, if you live in America or in a lot of these countries, we should be really happy that we don't live like in India or a third world country which doesn't have public assistance. So first thing there we said, okay, you know what, thank God I'm in America, I worked and I can go and get some kind of help. And start thinking what you can do to better yourself. Sometimes you're in a job for 20, 30 years and maybe it's a time for change. People started in a very young age, like in their early 30s, and now they're 50 and they're going to think, oh, what do I do? There's still things out there you can do. Even if you're 50, you're still young. There's a lot of job career out there that you can do.
Do you feel that people are ungrateful?
Yes, sorry, I do. I really feel like, every time something good happens in their life, they never thank Bhagwan and say, thank you, Ma, thank you, Bhagwan, thank you, Allah, thank you, God, thank you, Jesus. They don't. They feel like they're the reason good thing happened. As soon as bad thing happen, they quick to blame other people. And remember, if we always have happiness, and we don't have sadness, we will never appreciate the happiness moment we have. So people always, either Lakshmi, they live all the way in the past or they live all the way in the future and they never enjoy the present moment. You always hear them say, oh, it was so good back in those days. But you must have been always, moaning and saying negative and crying about those days too. Just like the way you are right now. Yesterday I had a guy and all he was negative. And I said, you have so much in life. Don't you ever think you should say thank you and be positive? Mm-hmm. So he said, oh, what positive is, I have? I said, well, you have a good health for a reason.
Right.
You have a roof over your head and you have a good job. And if you think about the past, 10 years ago, you were locked up for doing all this bad stuff. Now you're not doing anything. You're in a better place. Have you thought about that? And have you thanked Bhagwan? Mm-hmm. You think about before that, you did a lot of, I had a lot of money back then. But then you didn't bring you happiness. Happiness doesn't come from materialistic thing. Happiness comes within yourself. So a lot of people, they think, if they have money, they'll be happy. Yes, it will bring you to a certain time, but it doesn't make you, content inside. So a lot of people have to start being appreciative what they have, especially at this time. It could be so much worse. And the fact that we are healthy and we are okay, that is a lot to say that we can do.
There are so many people, who have moved on in life, who've made mistakes. Maybe like this person that you mentioned was locked up and now he's changing his life. And, he should perhaps think about, how far he's come from being locked up.
But now he
But
he was saying, oh, it was back then good. So I said, how come it was back then? You stayed for 2 years locked up. Was that better or now is better? He said, well, if you put it like that. I said, no, I don't put it like that. That's how it is. So unfortunately, Lakshmi, we do have people who is always negative. They don't know how to be happy. And I tell them, if you always pray to be negative, that's what Bhagwan will give you. So if you say to Bhagwan that, yes, you have the right to say today is a bad day I had, but tomorrow will be a better day. And plan things, little things to make you happy. And what people usually do, they make themselves very big goals. Try to make little things for you before you reach there. And you always look at the other person has more than you. How do you know what he and she is going through? So make yourself always little gold and appreciate what you have. And you will see, if you're happy and you're content with what you have today, you will have more tomorrow. If you're not happy with what you have and content with what you have today, you will never have enough.
They say the power of the spoken word. If you keep on speaking negative, only negative things will happen. But if you speak positive things will happen. And, it's unfortunate because of COVID, so many people are suffering, whether it be financially, whether it be medically, whether it be family. And, people have a tendency to think negative. But even though they may be feeling sad and feeling depressed, Himali ji, how can they turn that around? What advice do you have for them?
First, I start them within themselves, because happiness comes within you, negative comes within inside of you. Mm-hmm. First of all, I want, if you're at home, you have no job, you would light a ghee diya or a candle. If you feel you can't afford to buy a candle or a ghee diya, you can simply sit in one part of your room, even in your bedroom, which is clean. You sit in that room and you simply tend to chant the mantra or do any kind of simran you've been told, or if you have a guru mantra, or if you have dua, you sit there and you pray for half an hour. After that, you thank Bhagwan for all the things that you have had in your life. You thank even the simplest thing, like, oh, I can breathe with my nose. Yes, I can eat with my mouth. I can walk. I can move. I have lot. Once you start with the simple thing, you will have so much that you won't be able to be enough to say thank you to Bhagwan what you have. And you have good family, good friends, supporting people there. So be grateful for those simple things that we have. Even be grateful for the fact that you can get up in the morning and make yourself a cup of tea or a coffee. That is really big. There is part of the world they can't even do that. They can't even, have a clean water. And the fact that we are taking shower every day, we can, though we moan, we say, we really are living in heaven. If you think about a lot of people around the world who are going through true difficulties. I have somebody who called and they said, their sadness was like, they're very, very silly something. It was like, my cat is not eating that food, it needs to eat something. But there are other problems too, there's bigger problems. So people get little problems, they make into really big issues. They need to make the problem like small and think about other people too.
Sometimes we don't realize what we have right in front of us, and we tend to always want more.
We do. And there are a lot of people who's really, truly, Lakshmi, going through a lot of pain in their body that I have seen, and medical cannot find what's wrong with them. And they've, kindly somebody in their family members will tell them, okay, see, open a book, see what's happening. And those people really go through a lot of suffering every day. And you have to really realize that, hey, I am doing well, I am healthy, I have so much to be grateful for.
It's funny that you mentioned, little things like even being able to breathe.
Yes.
As you know, in January, I've developed this really bad cough. And it's horrible that every time I'm in the cold air, I start coughing and I wheeze. And now it's gotten really bad that I can't breathe. And I thought it was something minimum, but now I realize, how important my throat is.
Yes.
This is my business. This is my life. If I can't speak because I'm coughing, thinking it's a little cough, then what would I be? So sometimes the little things, I'm so grateful to be able to breathe and to speak.
Even that we see with our eyes, even that we can walk with our leg. We have so many people, they've lost they have to get their legs, hands, amputated, and they have other things they have to. You have so much to be grateful. Start, thanking Bhagwan for everything that you have. And if you feel like you have nothing to be thankful for, then you really need to go and volunteer and do things to shelters and go for places where people need help for volunteering.
Yeah, and speaking of shelters and volunteers, I just want to thank, there's so many groups out there who have been feeding people around the world. And, specifically in our community, the Lions Club by Romeo Hitlal, they have been feeding Richmond Hill week after week after week. They've been giving boxes of food. So for those who, are in a position to help others, thank you, and keep on doing the good that you can do. And for those of you, who are in a position, just help yourself. Start with yourself first. Because if you're not in a good place, how can you help someone else? So 7:58, take the call.
Yeah, take one call then.
Thank you for calling Himali Ji. Your name, please?
Avinash.
Hi, Avinash. What is your last name?
I think first is good enough.
I
I think Avinash ji called last week ago also about the property in Delhi. Did you?
Yes. Hi, Himali ji. How are you?
Good, good. How are you?
I'm fine. Just wanted to say hello.
Hello, hello. How are you?
I'm good.
And have you been praying in Navratri, Avinashji?
Yes, yes. I fasted all 9 days.
Great, great. And don't you feel good after that? You feel really relaxed and good?
Sure, sure. That's what, I never fasted in my life. I recently started.
Yeah, I tell people, any religion you could be, you really need to do. Follow the religious day. It really changes ourselves. It changes our body, mind, and soul. It makes us a stronger person.
Yes. Just wanted to say hello to you.
Thank you, Avinashji. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much. Well, Himali ji, it is that time. I do apologize for all of the other callers who are calling in. You can call the office at 718-880-1955. This 30 minutes goes by so quick. Himali ji.
I do want to thank everyone for watching this program and really following it. And I do want to pray to Ma for everyone's safety, especially at this COVID time that we have. And I pray to Ma that to remove this COVID so that we can all start living the way we used to live. And thank you for watching. Namaste.